Halloween's your favorite holiday, but winter's approaching. Don't worry, I have some horror and thriller book recommendations for you. First up, we have Nosferatu by Joe Hill. This one, you can watch the show. This is how I got into this one, is watching the show, and I also did not know this was Stephen King's son until it took me too long to notice, so that's on me. Victoria has a gift of being able to find things, and she ends up taking her motorcycle out to this covered bridge one day, and she ends up driving through it and able to go wherever she basically wants to go. And then on the other hand, you have Charles Talent, who he basically takes kids and he takes them to this old car that basically can disappear from real world and take them to this amusement park that he calls Christmas Land. So the kids love it there. And one day Victoria is messing around with her thing where she can go anywhere she wants and ends up finding Charles and ends up being the only child that escaped him. He's still upset about that. She's now a grown woman. She has her own kid. And of course, he's seeking revenge and trying to go and take her child. Next, we have Winter People by Jennifer McMahon. 1908, Sarah Harrison, her body was found in the field behind her house after her, months after her daughter ended up having this tragic death. And now, present day, a teenager is living in her house because her mom and sister are both there, and her mom wanted to live off the grid, so they're there. But all of a sudden, her mom goes missing one day, and Ruthie's trying to figure out what's going on. She ends up finding one of Sarah's copies of her diary, and she's trying not to let history repeat itself. Next, we have Dark Matter by Michelle Paver. 1937, London. Jack is poor and desperate. He ends up going on this Arctic expedition with 5 men and 8 huskies. They end up finally making it to this uninhabited bay where the summer is very brief and the dark starts approaching. And most of his companions are forced to leave, and he has to decide if he wants to leave or stay. And there's definitely something lurking in the dark, and they're not alone at this uninhabited bay. Next, we have In a Dark, Dark Wood by Ruth Ware. Reclusive writer Lenora gets this invitation to go on this weekend getaway in the woods, and she reluctantly agrees. She gets there, and they finally realize that maybe her party are not the ones only alone in this woods. Lastly, we have Hidden Snow. This follows a Stockholm police officer who basically wants to get away and ends up at her sister's Swedish ski resort. And while she's there, a local teen goes missing, and she can't help but investigate. So she somehow gets recruited by the local police station, where she is then set up with the detective. And time is running out. There's a big snowstorm coming, and they only have one clue. So they're trying to figure out where this girl is, and each clue they keep getting is more sinister than what they think it's going to be.